Most people in this country, in this moment, think that power lives in Washington, D.C. That's one reason why so many of us feel so powerless in the face of all the authoritarian threats that we're facing down. We think that power belongs to politicians, media figures, billionaires, major donors, people with huge social media platforms, people with titles, or people inside the system. And if you believe that, then of course you're going to feel helpless watching what's happening right now. Because if power only exists somewhere out there, in Congress, in the White House, inside political parties, then ordinary people are left waiting for somebody else to save them. But here's the truth. Real political power has never started in Washington. It starts when ordinary people organize where they live. It starts when communities build enough trust, enough connection, and enough local capacity that they become impossible to ignore. That's how every meaningful movement in American history has grown, not from the top down, but from the ground up. And before we go any further, if you've been watching what's happening in this country and thinking, I know I'm supposed to be doing more, but I don't know where my effort actually belongs, I need you to do two things right now. The first is to subscribe to this channel, where every week we talk about ways that ordinary people can build real power right now. And the second is that I want to invite you to apply for a complimentary consulting call with our team at the Ripple Effect Institute. Because most people do not need more outrage right now. They need strategy, structure, and support to figure out where their skills, values, and capacity can fit in this moment. The link to apply for that complimentary consulting call is below. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Cronise McLaughlin. I'm a lifelong activist and a former human rights lawyer. And for the last 15 years, I've worked with progressive leaders, organizers, and ordinary people who wanted to make a meaningful difference at this moment, but needed help turning concern into real-world impact. And in this video, I'm going to show you how ordinary people can build real political power without ever running for office, and why that matters more right now than you may realize. Now, one of the reasons why so many good people feel stuck right now is because they have a very distorted understanding of what political power actually looks like. They think making a difference means running for office or becoming a viral influencer on politics, getting national attention or speaking at the front of a huge protest, or somehow actually changing the minds of people at the top. And because most people can't see themselves actually doing any of these things, they quietly conclude, well, maybe I can't actually change anything. But the most meaningful political power in this country has always been built much closer to home than that. You may never run for office, and you can still profoundly change the political reality of this moment where you live. Because real political power, it's not celebrity. It is organized community capacity. And what does that mean in practical terms? It means how many people trust each other, coordinate together, share resources, protect each other, and keep each other alive, mobilize quickly in the face of harm. How many people know how to solve problems locally and sustain that action over time? That, my friends, is real power. And I'll let you in on a little secret here. Authoritarian movements understand that very well. That's why for decades we've seen the far right wing organize locally. It's why they target school boards. It's why they build local media ecosystems and take over nightly news channels. It's why the right wing focuses on mobilizing from church pulpits and in community groups and influencing local elections and making sure that right wing sheriffs get into office and that neighborhood watches are run by right-wing Christian nationalists. And it's why, in particular, they've tried for generations to control state and local government. It's because authoritarians understand that power grows through repeated local actions. The far right wing in this country did not grow through viral moments or overarching outrage cycles. It grew because of infiltration into local networks of power. But there is some good news in this. People just like us can build that kind of power too. And in fact, all over this country, they already are. And one of the biggest mistakes that people are making right now is assuming that if they are not involved in something massive, visible, and national that has millions of followers doing the same thing, then what they are doing does not matter. But that's not true. Movements are not built by random isolated acts or events. They're built through structures. Structures that allow people to find each other, communicate, respond quickly, support vulnerable communities, keep people safe and alive, and sustain momentum over time. And that structure, it can start incredibly small. A community garden is a structure. A tenant union is a structure. A rapid response network protecting immigrant neighbors, that's a structure. A school coalition defending LGBTQ students or a mutual aid network, those are structures. And every one of those structures creates something incredibly important: repeated local trust. Because when people consistently solve problems together, they stop feeling powerless. And I'll let you in on one other small thing here. When it comes to big political actions, those are far easier to mobilize, whether for a huge nationwide rally or for an election, if there is already relational community trust established in every town and city in this country. Because once communities stop feeling powerless, political realities can change very quickly. And by the way, this is exactly the kind of impact that we help people build inside the Ripple Effect Institute. We work with people who know deep in their bones that they are meant to make a meaningful impact in this moment, but need support figuring out how to turn that instinct into sustainable, real-world change-making. And it doesn't look like relentless posting on social media or doom scrolling or burnout. We help people build real structures with real leadership and real community power. So if you're watching this and know that you want to build something meaningful where you live, I want to invite you to apply for a complimentary consulting call with us at the link below. You do not have to figure this out alone. Okay, so if you take one thing away from this video, I want it to be this: build one structure where you live. Just one, not 10, not an entire movement overnight. One structure that strengthens connection and trust in your own community. That's how real power begins. Maybe it's a mutual aid network. Maybe it's a recurring gathering of politically minded neighbors. Maybe it's organizing around your school board or planning a teach-in on a critical political issue. Maybe it's helping to coordinate support for immigrant families under threat from ICE. Or maybe it's a small community site that will help to provide a safe space for trans and non-binary youth. The specifics of what you choose do matter, but they matter less than the principle underneath them. Because what you're really building is not just a project. You're building durable human relationships. And those relationships become the foundation for literally everything else. This is one of the biggest lessons that history teaches us over and over again. Communities that already trust each other are much harder to destabilize through fear and much more difficult to separate when targeted. And let me tell you something really important here. The people who build these kind of structures are not always people who have originally thought of themselves as quote unquote powerful. They are ordinary people, teachers, parents, artists, therapists, retirees, everyday neighbors, people with jobs and kids and responsibilities and fears and uncertainty. But at some point, some issue or some harm hit them so hard in the chest that they decided to stop waiting and take action. And if the support structure that is needed doesn't exist where they live, they make one critical decision. If nobody else is going to build this, then maybe I can help to get it started. And I want to give you some real examples from inside the Ripple Effect Institute about how this has worked. Amanda saw what was happening with book bans and censorship attacks targeting local libraries and educators in her own community. Instead of waiting for somebody else to fix it, she started building a library initiative designed to support librarians under political attack and help communities defend access to information in their own communities. Chris was deeply concerned about at-risk youth in his own community, and particularly those whose parents were at risk for deportation by ICE. So what did he do? He built a nonprofit organization focused on supporting at-risk youth and helping to create stability and support systems for families living under constant fear and uncertainty. Deepti looked at the accelerating climate crisis in her city and the ocean ecosystems surrounding it and realized that waiting for national leadership was not enough. So she started building a local climate coalition focused on protecting her community from climate disaster and mobilizing local action before the damage becomes irreversible. And just for the record, none of these people started because they had everything figured out in advance. They started because they cared deeply about something that was happening where they live. That's how community power actually begins. Not because someone suddenly becomes famous or becomes perfectly prepared to take action, but because ordinary people decide to build one structure that helps real human beings in the real world. That's how community gardens that feed hundreds of neighbors begin. That's how local ICE response networks that protect vulnerable neighbors get started. That's how school coalitions protecting vulnerable kids begin. That's how small mutual aid groups grow into citywide protective ecosystems. Not because someone had all the answers, but because somebody took one step and then another, and then another. And over time, trust and relationships become stronger. And trust and relationships and structure are what movements are actually made of. So if you've been feeling frustrated lately, if you've been scrolling the news and feeling like ordinary people have no real power, if you've secretly been waiting for politicians or institutions or one charismatic leader to come along and save us, I want you to understand something really important today. Power is not something that is handed down from above. It is something that is built between people, locally, relationally, intersectionally, and repeatedly. And the communities that will protect and save democracy in the coming years are not necessarily the communities with the loudest people or the communities that are following one charismatic commentator online. They are the communities with the strongest local relationships, the strongest trust, the strongest local structures, the strongest willingness to take care of one another and to act together. So don't underestimate what can begin with one small structure where you live. One gathering, one coalition, one local organizing effort, one network of people who decide that they are no longer willing to sit in fear or in isolation from each other. Because whole movements that change history are built through repeated local trust. And every major movement that has changed the trajectory of this country has started in exactly the same way. And if you're ready to stop wondering how to make a meaningful difference and to start building something real where you live, I want to invite you to apply for a complimentary consulting call with us at the Ripple Effect Institute. Because this is exactly the kind of work that we help people develop. Sustainable leadership, real-world organizing structures, community power, and meaningful impact that actually lasts. You do not need permission to begin. You just need to take the next step. The link to apply is below. I want to thank you for how much you care about what's happening in this country, and also for being here with us. And I will see you in the next video.